A very good morning to you. How you're doing this Thursday and on your world. Today is Tech Talk Thursday. Karibuni sana. I'm your host Mwikali, and today we are about to learn about some very, very important things. And like I said, it's Tech Talk Thursday, and we're looking at AI today. We're looking at something that is very pressing at this time. It's needed, but also creating a lot of anxiety where people do not know, how do we handle this? Is it interfering with what I do? Will I still be here? Will I lose my job? So we are talking about AI, and the conversation is about AI and the future of work. What jobs will survive the automation wave? That is what we're looking at. And it's true that AI is becoming integrated in all spheres of our lives. And it's exciting, but also very, worrying at the same time, because people are wondering, how does it affect employment, the economy, education, and all of that. And we're going to get into all of those details. And I have a very, very diverse panel today, and the panel consists of AI users, researchers, experts in the industry. So we're opening up the floor for you to ask all of the questions that you may have pertaining AI. And today, no question is too dumb. We are asking all of them because we need to understand where we are at, what it means, where it's going. Am I safe? Am I not? All of that on today's show. And I'd like to introduce my guest, but just before that, we have a question for you today. If you're sitting at that office and wondering, has AI already changed the way that you work or the way that you find jobs? Has AI already changed the way that you work or the way that you find jobs? You need to share your story with us, NTV Kenya, on all social media platforms, that is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on X as well. Has AI already changed the work that you do, the way that you work, or the way that you find jobs? All right, and introducing my very diverse power panel that will help us explore, help us prepare, and look at what the future looks like when it comes to AI. I will start with my immediate, now that I'm alone, this is left. Immediate left, we have an AI specialist and expert, Miriam Lewis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have an AI researcher and scholar, Jackson Dirango. Karibu sana. And we have Felista Wakina, an AI user. I am really, really interested to find out what that means.
Good morning.
Karibu sana. And at the far end, we have Robert Manyala, who's an IT expert. Karibuni sana. I know I have probably just done like an umbrella introduction, but I'm sure it's not just scholar. What does that mean? What does it mean to be an AI user? What does it mean to be an AI expert? And we'll start with you, Lewis. Maybe you can properly introduce what it is that you do, so that we get to know that what everybody else does as well when it comes to AI.
Thank you, Mikali. When you talk about AI, of course, artificial intelligence,
yes,
we are looking at simulation of human intelligence into machines.
Okay.
And we are looking at whereby now this knowledge is deployed to learning, okay, solving problems, and of course, analyzing some of the data which you use on day-to-day basis. So for me, I'm mainly currently working on assisting deployment of AI in a commercial stand,
okay,
whereby I'm able to assist most of the corporations, and of course assisting deploying it to some of the users on the ground on how they can effectively use AI, not only just what you normally do, check on our phones, but now for tangible benefits.
Oh, wow.
For tangible benefits.
Okay.
And you see, and I know as we carry on, we also discuss on the opportunities which are coming up.
Yes.
And maybe some of which could be shrinking.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, as most of Kenyans are. Jackson, AI researcher, scholar, what does that mean? What do you do?
Good. AI is big. AI is not a computer. It's one computer. That's why he says computer. Is something is different. It's a different subfields or subset. I am a researcher. I've done a research at Gekana University. I'm an alumni there. My research was exploring the utilization of artificial intelligence in the newsrooms creating content and production of content, a case of Nation Media Group. How do you create content using AI, and how do you produce this content? And mostly just the world of work. Yeah, is that how do you incorporate AI in the world of work? How do you incorporate AI to make your work efficient and to make your work creative?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. Felista, AI user.
Thank you very much. AI has always been there for me who's in the tech space.
Yeah.
However, what has changed in terms of the mimicking of human intelligence is the aspect of machine learning. And now we are having machines able to learn a lot more. And I use it now to build content or create content. I use it to do my research, proposals. I also encourage people to start exploring. If it's my staff, start exploring. I use it in code generation, just to make work easier and to do things faster.
When you say that it's always been there, what do you mean? Because it sort of like feels like a wave that just, it's hit us and now we don't know what to do, you know, the last couple of years. So when you say it's always been there, especially because you've been in the IT world, what do you mean?
The ability to mimic human intelligence did not start the other day in terms of machines now. At the point when we now started using computers, there was some form of artificial intelligence in a lot of the software applications that we've been using. That's what I mean.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Robert, karibu.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm Robert Manyala. I do help and I lead a team of software developers in Africa for developing ERP, and currently we are embedding AI on the ERP. Many people currently...
Robert, just hold on a bit. We've lost your mic. We'll try and fix that. And then once we do, then we'll have you tell us all about that. But someone is working on it right now. But I think this now brings us to the next step. Robert, I hope you remember this question because I will come back with all of them to you once it's fixed. But I'd like to find out, when you talk about the automation wave, what does it mean? What does it look like? And in terms of how far it's gone in getting into, you know, the workspaces, the schools, the economy, and all of that. What is the automation wave? We can start with you, Lems.
Okay. Yeah. So when you look at the current or the traditional way of working, and whereby most of us, I can say, in the country today, we are doing our business in the traditional way. I can say if it's let me first of all take into marketing.
Yes.
And you know, when I touch on marketing, I'm touching into customer service.
Yeah.
Which is one of the areas AI has really intruded, you know, in a very direct manner. So you realize that with AI, you're able to deploy what you call the artificial bots or the AI bots, which can now be, as one of my partners here have mentioned, they can be deployed on websites, on social media platforms, currently being deployed even on WhatsApp,
yes.
and all that.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you, on the back end, you can train the AI assistant. You can actually train them. And the training is whereby you can upload loads of data in form of PDF. You can, in fact, give links for some websites to go and learn from those websites. Even it could be your competitor's website, to go and learn information. Then it packages all that information and waits for any customer who comes to your platform.
Yeah.
And you see, it's able to give response in terms of text, links, videos, and all that. And you see, now, what does that mean to the business? As I mentioned in the traditional format, some of these inquiries, I'll give an example. Like today, let's say we have so many people who are watching and now they're tweeting and all that.
Yes.
Realize that there are so many inquiries. Some of them could be positive comments. Some of them could be looking for business.
Yeah.
And they go unnoticed. For the simple reason, we don't have the human capacity for someone to go checking and responding to each and every comment.
Yeah.
But now with the AI, tirelessly, with speed, you see, when you talk about AI, we need to look at it in like 3 areas: speed, skill, and scope.
Okay.
In terms of the speed, It's able to respond to each and every comment. Could it be thousands of people in a go? Give sensible responses to an extent of asking them for their contacts, picking those contacts, and putting them somewhere for people can follow.
Okay. And in terms of, no, this is happening and there's no going back from this. Sure. This is, the wheels are turning. And when we talk about the things that you do and the research that you've done, Jackson, maybe you can, are we changing? Are we moving with this new wave, or are we just sitting ducks waiting to see where does it go? Will I be saved? And we're busy complaining, now I don't have jobs. The Oscars are now awarding AI films. You know what I mean? So are we up to date? Are we working towards it?
First of all, let me try and explain AI kama mwanafunzi.
Kama mwananchi wa kawaida.
Mwananchi wa kawaida. When you go to a school, you teach people. So this is a computer, intelligent computer.
Okay.
It's capable of replacing, right? But
that's all we hear. That's all we hear.
Everybody's like, why?
That's all we hear.
So actually, in my research, most people are saying that, oh, we are scared it will replace us. AI will not replace you. It will not replace that person who does not match up. You have to match up. You have to keep up. AI is a computer. It develops.
Yes.
It develops. So let me give you a small, for us guys to understand, let me give you a small story about a certain TV show. It's a series.
Okay.
It was called Next. So Next was a show where a computer was invented. This computer was invented. From this computer, it was seeking an upgrade.
Okay.
Right? It's just a computer, but seeking an upgrade.
All right.
After it was seeking an upgrade, from there, you find that a certain bot, for example, Siri, we call it Siri.
Siri, yes.
It's talking back without being asked. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, it's talking to a kid, and then it asks the kid, how was your day? How blah, blah, blah. So, without being asked, you know, you have to ask
for
it
you to respond,
but then it prompts it by itself. So, out of an upgrade. So we'll go to the dangers of AI later, but let me first of all, first to get to that context, let me first of all get to machine learning, what machine learning is, algorithm, and what natural language processing is. In that, machine learning is about algorithm.
Yes.
Right? Alafu, algorithm is about, for example, when you watch a movie app, and then you click on something, and then it asks you, because you watched this horror called Annabelle, we are suggesting you watch Armageddon.
Yes.
Because you watch this, we are suggesting watch it. So it's intelligent.
Okay.
So when it comes to the world of work, it cannot replace you because it needs you.
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah. So when you go to ChatGPT and type, right?
Yeah.
And type, it will give you a type, for example, say, I want to know who Mwikali is.
Yes.
It will tell us who Mwikali is from what it knows from the internet.
Yes.
But what it does not know is what's here.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So we need to put here into the paper. So into that research, for example, when you're doing. So mostly in the world of work, most people, when I was doing my research, most people were saying, mostly I was doing a research here, Nation Media Group, and another media house, 2 media houses.
Okay.
So mostly people are saying that we are scared it will replace us.
Yeah.
Mostly the older generation, we are scared, we do not know. But then they forget that for you to be replaced, you have to just sit and wait.
And wait.
Yes. Wait to replace you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's not just in that world alone. It's if you don't do better in life, you don't upgrade yourself in terms of getting better.
Of models. There are millions of AI apps. They are which are capable of replacing you if you do not upgrade.
I'd like to compare this space with history.
Yes.
And there was a time in history we had copy typists and secretaries.
Yes.
And if you recall at that time, those who were there, people were scared that computers would come in and replace human beings in the workplace.
Yes.
But what did we see happen? We saw employers taking their secretaries and copy typists for upskilling, so that they could adopt using the computer instead of the typewriter. Individuals, reskilling themselves with, I had learned this, I now need to learn this so that I can adapt into the new workplace. And most of those people continued now working using the new tools.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe the job titles converted to something else. And then what we saw is that they were able to do a lot more work now with the computer as opposed to when they were using the the typewriter.
Yeah.
So I think we are in the same phase. Now it's slightly different.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about is the need to reskill or, upskill.
Yes.
And learn what is available today so that you can be relevant.
So what about the reduction of people? I mean, definitely the speed, you talked about it. So if it's working faster, then we need less slower people. Anyway, my thoughts. My thoughts. Robert, your mic is back on. We start from the beginning.
Thank you so much.
Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Robert Manyala.
Yes.
I lead a team of software developers, and we do AI in Africa. So as Robbie said, we develop AI on our ERP. We have realized so many people in Kenya and jobless are suffering.
Okay.
You have an employer who has a child, he does not know what to do. So that's how they use AI to query, for example, who is this person who is performing very well every now and again. For the last 10 years, how has John performed? AI can help you get that kind of data because it is also good in analytics.
Yes.
So from where you sit, you can make what we call decision as you do promotion to people real time, who always give their report early enough. Now that is now AI in business places. Now AI has come and is really helping. They say you can look at something and you can decide to look at it in different way, either positive or negative.
Yes.
When I give you a glass today, two people can see two different things. You can see water or you can see a glass. It depends with what you see.
Yes.
So we tell people you can see AI as a friend that is coming to make your work easier, do job faster, so that you can do what you're supposed to do in the best way possible. People say that AI will come and take away their job. Sometimes it is true, but bigger percent is no, because there's that thing that AI cannot do.
Yeah.
That is what now the other people need to do. If you are an employee in a job place, for example, AI will not sometimes wake you up to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
There are so many things that you can do. So that things which are repetitive, things that need to be done faster, that is the one that we use AI for. Employers are looking for people who are going to be creative and ask them, I've seen John walking around here. What do you think we can do to John because he's not happy? AI might not know that you are happy. And the employer is looking for that person who could be ahead of that person.
Yes.
An employer will be looking for somebody, where can we get our sales based on our region? AI might not know that there's Githurai, there's Roysambu, there's Nairobi, somewhere, and how people behave there. Because yes, it is human being who feed the data. So AI cannot take everything that you have not fed. What you give is what you get. So we suggest and recommend to people, use AI in a positive manner to make your work being done faster.
Aha. I like that you talk about the positive manner of things, because that means there's definitely a negative side of things, which we'll definitely talk about later. But you mentioned, you mentioned customer service and how that space has been automated in a huge, huge way. What other tasks and roles are we looking at in the job market that are probably facing the same or already affected with the same kind of automation?
I'll start by saying that AI is not only meant for Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
It's also useful in our country. In Kisumu, Nairobi, Embu, it can be deployed anywhere. Okay. And that's how we need to look at it.
Okay.
And I weigh in on what Robert has said.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to look at you need to recognize, yes, this is a new wave which has come, and you can't stop it. First of all, you have to, the same way what happened to the typewriter, typists, and now the guys who adopted on computers.
Yes.
So I'll start by the new opportunities which are coming, and I'll define it in first of all, I'll mention the three types of employments which you have in a country or all over the world. We have the blue collar
jobs,
whereby you have these guys, the technicians, the mechanics. You have the white collar jobs, the admins and all that. Now we have a new collar which has come. We call it new collar.
New collar.
New collar.
Just new collar.
New collar. It's a new collar which has come.
Okay.
Which is mainly looking at people who they don't need a degree to do that.
Okay.
You just need to be digitally fit. You need to be to have the tech skills, and adopt all these things which currently can be done by self-learning. Self-learning.
Okay.
And if I dig further, you realize that in our country today, there are so many opportunities which are coming up regarding the AI. AI does not train itself. AI is trained by people.
That is true.
Like, to start with, when you talk about, let me give an example of a cat. AI needs to be shown, this is an image, and a caption, this is a cat. Then this is a portal, and this is how it looks like.
Okay.
You understand? When you look at that deeper, currently we have AI deployed in almost all the national languages. But we have our local languages. You have Sheng, you have Swahili, you have Kikuyu, we have Luo. You get?
Yes.
And we need to do all these trainings. There's a lot of opportunities. And there are thousands of youths who have currently employed, but some of the local companies who are really working with the AI companies to train them. Now, when you come to the business level,
yes,
there are so many other opportunities, as I mentioned, which are lost because we are trying to use the traditional methods of doing the customer service. And I give an example. We have gone, I've been studying at Harvard Business School.
Okay.
And one of the case study we did was on Facebook. There are so many people who go to Facebook to market, and there are other people who go to just show their friends about the
life they're living.
The life they're living and where they attended.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So the big question is, within a minute, there's so many posts which are going, newsfeed which are going to Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at that, currently Facebook adopted the AI to help it to, to moderate the content so that we don't have harms caused, But now, there are people who are tweeting in mother tongue. How will AI tell that these are abusive
is dangerous?
Things? This is dangerous, So there's a lot of opportunities which are coming. Right. And now, putting that aside, when you have so many people who are responding to something which has eluded some interest, maybe a product which has been posted, there goes a lot of lost opportunities because you can't employ a whole platform for people to be reading the social media platforms. And as you know, today, we have an application which is able to put all the social medias under one, and you put an AI on the side to help you to monitor what is being communicated. Then you have people who are really now picking up and trying to collaborate with AI to see maybe this is someone who's interested, and this is just asking for the mundane kind of task. And I think Jackson mentioned that. Yeah.
So there's a lot of collaboration that needs to happen. There's a lot of opportunities that are open for that to happen. We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. But this is Tech Talk Thursday on Your World. And the question that we are asking you today is, has AI already changed the way that you work or the way that you find jobs? Please share your story with us. Has AI already changed the way that you work or the way that you find jobs? It's NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. Our lines are going to be open as well. You can share your stories, ask questions as well, and we'll be answering all of that after this very short commercial break. Don't go too far.
Why don't you shoot me right here, right now, just like you did with Sander?
What on earth are you talking about now, Jackie?
Stop pretending, Barbara! You killed my husband because you didn't get what you want!
Could it be that Attorney Boris was the one who pretended to be a repairman and meddled with a CCTV?
Don't act innocent. You may not be reporting to me directly, but I am still a Sagrado. So you should know your place.
That's enough, Mom! That's enough! This has gone too far!
Widow's Wear. Rwanda remains one of Africa's top destinations for doing business, an emerging hub for East African investments. Are you looking for trade and investment opportunities? Join us at the Rwanda Kenya Trade Week Conference and Expo, happening in June 25th to 27th at the Paramount Hotel, Kigali. Meet industry leaders, government agencies, and innovators, explore new markets and build lasting partnerships under the theme, Unlocking Trade Opportunities and Building Sustainable Partnerships to Elevate Africa's Economies. To register as a delegate, exhibitor, or partner, contact us today through the below contacts.
So please Bianca, toka kwenye nyumba kabla kupatia hapa.
Sitoki. Uko na Tracy hapo hivyo, wewe ni mtu wake wa mkono, si ndio?
Wewe huna ndoa na hamna watoto.
Sio ndio shughuli umekuja kufanya hapa?
Just go straight to the point.
Ulidhani sitakuja hapa peke yangu?
Hata ulisema wewe peke yako ndio umetosha kumhandle Liam.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced home pages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities.
Introducing Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Premium whiteness? Done. Premium aroma? Done. Premium softness? Done. Bei nafuu? Done. Ingia ligi ya kipekee na Ajab Premium Maize Meal.
Welcome back to Tech Talk Thursday on Your World with me, Mwikali, and our power-driven panel. We're talking all matters AI. We are looking at AI and the future of work. What jobs will survive the automation wave? It's happening. We cannot wish it away. It's being integrated in all spheres of our lives. And there's an excitement to it, but there's also an anxiety of what happens to our jobs, what happens to the education system, what happens to the economy, and all of that in workspaces. And we're going to just dissect it small by small. By panel, it's breaking it down to the little tiny bits for us to be able to understand what we need to do, how we need to do it. And the question that we are asking you today is, has AI already changed the way you work or find jobs? Has AI changed the way that you work or find jobs? Share your story with us on TV Kenya, on all social media platforms, and we're looking at that during the show. We'll be checking your questions and answers, and also please feel free to call us as well. Just during the break, I had a question because I need to also understand, because I'm in this space as well, and something came out. Let me just see if I can find it. Recently, last month, Oscars. This is the biggest awards in the world, and there was a bit of controversy around films being made by AI being in the same category with Angelina Jolie, who's on set doing, the most. So they came out to say that last year, in the latest update of the Oscar rules that were released last year, that the upcoming 98th Academy Awards set for March 2026, there's going to be an addition to the eligibility section. And this says it's in the regard of generative artificial intelligence and other digital tools used in the making of the film and the tools. And they continue to say that it will neither help nor harm the chances of achieving a nomination. But this is clear that Oscars will consider films that have used AI, and you will be put in the same category with them. And of course, if they've gotten to actors and we thought actors are easy replaceable, you know, what does it mean then to other people that are, you know, in this space? And Jackson, to just find out from your research, what is happening in the workspace in terms of promotions and hirings? Is there a bias that is coming with, you know, Ule will have Felista because Felista has taken the time to, you know, learn this, and at the organizations doing something to also help the people who are already there? Like those secretaries back in the day, are the organizations now doing something to just upgrade that or, you know, expose them to AI?
Now, let me give you an example.
Ametoa kitabu.
Kitabu imeshatoka iko nje. Fikiria.
Yes.
This is, for example, it's an equipment, right?
Okay.
And you're an employer.
Yes.
And the only assignment is you should learn this equipment with or without being told by the end of the year.
Okay.
Right? Either you've been told or not, you're supposed to learn this equipment. And then we have how many of us here?
4.
We are 4. So at the end of it all, you will come as the employer, will be like, at the end of the year, who has learned without being told? Be like, bro, you can do this better. See you, shikilie. So shikilie. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
If you're good at it, if you're giving your time to upskill, the employer will look at it. The employer will be like, this guy is trying. This guy is doing good. All companies are now taking up AI because AI is a necessity. AI is a necessity. From my research, I came across journalists who actually are using AI, even here, even in the other media houses, are using AI at work here, even to write news. But this is the thing, people forget that when you write something on AI and then you take it to the editor will notice.
That's the thing. So, yeah, because I was going to ask, it's going to be
because
like...
there's a gatekeeper at the end of every news, there's a gatekeeper who looks at everything, looks at the news, says, this is clear to go. But he'll notice from the words.
Yeah.
From the words you use, or gravitating towards, or blah, blah, blah. The words are known.
No, the captions are said. Our captions on Instagram are better.
They are known. You can tell, actually, for me, I can tell when I look at your statement, I'll be like, AI.
Yeah.
AI actually, even in different offices in world of work, even here, people are using AI in a way that's not meant to be used. For example, when it comes to a chatbot like ChatGPT and open source AI, in that people are writing love letters with it. Instead of researching, instead of being creative with it. You can write a love letter instead of suendo tu mwambie na mimi nakupenda by the way. Unaona mtu anaandika ati I was perplexed.
Yeah, dumbfounded.
Flabbergasted. Ati sijui when I saw you, ati I was dreaming, you pulled me close to my visit, tears were cascading down my visit. Wewe wacha pia wewe. Ini AI. So, mtu anaona this is AI. So, you can just, if you want to use AI, it's okay. If you want to use ChatGPT or DeepSeek, it's fine. Write it, prompt it. You have to know how to prompt it. Yeah. It's not just to know. You can know this is ChatGPT, this is DeepSeek, but for you have to know how to prompt it. This is a computer. If you're given YouTube here, utaandika utasearch Saram, whatever, wimbo itakuja, but then you have to know what to search. You have to know if it doesn't give you this answer, how to go about a colon, a comma, a blah 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 for you to give you to maximize what you want to do. So the employer will know.
Yeah.
When you're doing news, most of the research, the gatekeepers who are the editors, wanaangalia hivyo wanasema huyu ametumia AI. Na tutaki AI kwa hii kampuni. So I'm not saying anyone in specific, but then people are doing that.
Yes.
So you really need to know how to go about AI instead of just writing. Know how to get it from ChatGPT, take it to Quillbot, paraphrase it, get it from there, take it to WordTune, write it, humanize it. It's supposed to give you ideas.
Okay.
Not
do not
give
copy
you
and paste.
Copy and paste.
No.
People will know.
Maybe to add something on
the
same.
Felista will come to you as well. I can see your body.
Maybe to add something on the same. Currently, there are people who are doing interview now.
Okay.
Or applying for a job now or today.
Yes.
Imagine you have 1,000 applicants. If government maybe say today we have jobs, people will apply.
Yes.
But to go through that process and get the best person is a very tiresome job. So how can you use AI in such kind of scenario? So they put parameters. For example, you must have gotten maybe B, C minus, D, or whichever it is. You must have done this course and all that. So it can be used also to make work easier, to ensure you achieve what you want to achieve earlier and faster. That is one way that you can use AI in a job place to make the work easier. Then again, we have what is called feedback or customer feedback.
Yes.
It can help a business owner to make right decision and to prevent them from dying in the next 3 years, because we don't want business to die a natural death. Well, there's something you can be able to do. And AI can tell you which people buy, when do they buy, what do they want. Okay. Imagine going to a supermarket where I bought something 3 years ago. We call them dead stock.
Yes.
Nobody asked for it. Then John will complain nobody is buying.
Yeah.
Because Jen or John has not implemented AI to tell him that based on what people buy in Nyamakema, they like X, Y, Z. So why sometimes sell aeroplane in Nyamakema and people are looking for it in Karen?
Yeah.
So you see, John will be complaining in a wrong place.
Yes.
So you can also use AI to develop your business to the next level and create job opportunity as much as possible. Now, there's something here said.
Yes.
An employer will give you assignment and choose who has done the assignment. They say you'll be always paid for more knowledge. The day you stop reading and learning, that's the day you start dying. So you can use AI to make you smart and think better. Therefore, there's something called prompting. I want to use the simple one that people understand, Google.
Okay.
If you're looking for hotel in Kilimani or Diani, what do? You go and type hotel
near me.
So that is an AI that has been trained to use coordinate to know where you are and use that one to do, maybe to do the search. That's why when we do programming of ERPs a lot, we put it so that it can give you the right information. On Google, for example, you go to hotels, there are some hotels people are full, but there's another hotel next to them, they have invested millions of money. Apartment is so big, massive, no customer at all, because the owner sometimes has refused to use AI on their automation. Okay. So that when somebody go to Google, when they Google apartment near Nairobi, yours will come first. That means business to you. That's an AI that has been fed, and you need to be part of the people feeding it. So what are you feeding?
My AI. Okay. I just looked at self. Felista, you had something to say.
Yeah, I want to comment on two issues.
Okay.
The first one is on job searching and the use of the current tools that are available. And true story, when I left campus many years ago and I started searching, knocking on doors, looking for a job, the first thing I was asked for is your resume or CV. And I went back home and I asked my mom, she was an English teacher, what is a CV? I had no idea what a CV is. No one had taught me in school what a resume or a CV is, yet it was the first thing I required to start looking for a job. And the English teacher in the house had no clue. And so I had to walk out, look for a cyber cafe and ask the attendant at the cyber cafe who had finished at Form 4 to draft for me a CV, yet I had left the university. Today, you don't need to do that.
No, you don't.
You can go prompt an AI, feed it your education or any work experience, and it will draft for you the CV. Very simple use case that really helps people, gather knowledge that they have no way of gathering from the people around them.
Yes.
Then it comes to, what you mentioned about the Oscars and film production.
Yes.
And there's the banner you shared with regards to this show.
Yeah.
And I intentionally shared an AI avatar of myself while my colleagues here shared their photos.
Yes.
It was very intentional.
Yes.
Because then you will notice that you can tell that this image is AI generated while the rest are, photos of how they actually look like.
Yeah.
But it was an AI generated image of my photo.
Okay.
there is a consumption or a consumer for that space. So there are people who looked at it and said, wow, I love it.
Yes.
And then there are those who liked the, natural photos. And so when it comes to film production, there are consumers on both ends.
Okay.
There are people who like these movies that are, AI generated.
Because they help people even speak different languages if you're not very fluent with it. So it's
exactly, and the full version of color in those movies and films is, is really appealing to the eye. But I can imagine the effort it takes in that you have to understand how somebody should act and then prompt that or feed that into the AI so that it behaves as if it were a human. That takes effort.
It takes a lot of effort, yes, Jackson.
So, when it comes to movies also, I can echo what she has said, is that there are a lot of deep fakes. In that, when you look at Facebook nowadays, you find Jason Statham.
Yes, why are they using him?
Like, new movie?
New movie?
You see, those are deep fakes.
Yes.
So you get to understand when there's a deep fake. For example, easy small clips, internet, Sonko doing what, running.
Yeah,
you can tell from the legs. You can tell with 10 hands, 10 fingers from the fingers, 2 ears.
Bahati has no hair now.
Someone is walking how. You can tell. Those are deep fakes. And there's an opportunity for that, for recognizing deep fakes. In that, you can know this is a deep fake. There's such jobs coming up. In that, you can get to understand what deep fakes are and how to recognize deep fakes.
That opens up now the conversations about the ethics around AI, because I think, I don't know if it was last year, but Taylor Swift had to sue because people had put images, videos of not her in very precarious situations. And she had to sue, I think Instagram or Facebook, they had to come in, find out, and all of that. But then all of this has been opened up because now it's at the hands of different people to be able, they have this skill, they have this tool, they can destroy you, they can build you up, they can do all of that. So what is being done in that sphere of, the ethics of it and the negative side of AI when it comes to, slander, defaming people? Lewis, we'll start with you.
Oh, yeah, sure. As I mentioned previously, that there are new opportunities which are coming up with AI. And one of the key opportunities which have come up, other than the data labelers, as I mentioned, the prompt engineers, as you mentioned, we also have people we call ethicists.
Okay.
So what they do, their work is to try to look at things which may be harmful to the society. In regards to, and you see, now this is about, when you're looking at the information you're acquiring from the knowledge of the artificial intelligence, maybe a platform which you're using, there's a lot of controls which is being worked on. But now when it comes to the other side, whereby I'll come, take your photo, try to put it in the wrong places,
yes,
and try to pose like you.
Yes.
So now there's that aspect of, I've used it to generate something, then I've put it now on a bigger platform like the social media platform.
Yes.
And you see, at that point, I'm purporting, Yes. So the only, or rather, one of the things which have been implemented by, because even these other social medias are using a way to moderate the content, they may not be able to detect, as long as it's not a gory picture or something which is depicting something very off. That's when it will be detected. But if it's within the eyes or the expectations of ethics which goes into it, it may not be pulled out. So it still comes as a challenge as we speak. But we're looking at moving forward. We need to come up with policies which govern the artificial intelligence. Somebody was mentioned, like before the cars were invented, we didn't have rules and regulations on the roads.
No, we didn't.
But now, the technology is moving so fast. Now, how do you manage the legal part of the an issue vis-a-vis the ethical part of it? Because technology may grow very fast, leaving behind our legal practitioners before they come up with a control or framework to control that, you know. And that's why we feel that the governments, because nowadays we have jurisdictions on, even the governments, they are able to censor or control some of these content. They need to come up with ways on how these can be controlled. Currently, we have our Office of Data Protection, which they are doing a good job. And you see, that means if someone is found, it's culpable. And now that goes all the way to, boils to having them, if you do something, you know that you'll be at crossroad with the law. You know? And this will also speak into the way our education system is. We need to now start inculcating that aspect of being digitally fit and getting some of those skills. We need to train them about the, you know, the ethics, the professionalism. And instead of looking at, if I defame you, I get more likes, I can do something else and still learn from it. So it touches on the society at large, and also the perception and information on some of these things which we are being taught in our classrooms and outside there.
Okay. And just before we go on a break, because we're just about to do that, I'd like to find out when we come back if there's any kind of job, because we're more worried about where the money is coming from, any kind of job that is absolutely safe. If kama iko mtuambie, maybe we might change careers. Jackson is here doing newsroom and wondering what is happening in there, but also finding what are some of the stages that we're taking. Where are we when it comes to, you know, protecting people in this particular space? And the question we're asking you today is, have you experienced a change in how you do your work? Has AI already changed the way that you do your work or how you find your jobs? You need to share your story with us. Has AI already changed the way that you work or how you find jobs? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. We're taking a very short commercial break. Tech Talk Thursday. We'll be right back after this break.
They've got the voice, the vibe. Good vibe, and inshallah. Hello, hello, nimekuja nutangaza. Muoneni kama zinacheza kwa mapenzi. Kasa, 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 kasa. Your favorite station is back and better than ever.
Napenda kuzitoka TikTok na kwanga TikToker.
New sounds, new hosts. Stay tuned to Nation FM to find out more.
What's up, people? My name is Brian Aseli, most bankable host in Africa, and I'd like to invite you for Man Cave 5. But before I even tell you that, there are 3 things a man cannot live without. 1 is money, of course, and 2 is ambition. I know some would say a woman, but this time round I want you to focus, okay? Nataka focus kabisa. The 3rd thing is actually coming on ground for the Man Cave 5. And that's because men will be gathered and they will be having panel discussions right here at Herencia. For those who are asking themselves where Herencia is, it's actually off Thika Road, Wanasema exit 16, and of course, it's right before you get to Mangu High School. So don't miss out on a chance to interact with men, because every time men meet, great things happen.
I don't want to talk to you. Anyone can see that you and my mother are meant for each other. You're both liars.
I never intended to hurt you. And I only hope that you can forgive me someday.
It had to be her. Most especially because she threatened you. And Angela.
Before you raise your voice, don't forget where your place is.
As for you, you shouldn't forget that I know many things about you. You are the one.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra. For fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain. Try Panadol for fast and effective relief from strong pain. Now available at an affordable price.
The wait is over. The stage is set. This is a battle of legends.
On May 31st, we roar and cheer on the strongest, the fastest, the most driven at the Absakip Kano Classic Continental Tour, where heartbeat echoes determination. Every stride pushes the limits of greatness. Who will rise? Who will break records? Who will curve their name in history? Strength, speed, passion. This is where the world unites. Are you ready?
So please Bianca, toka kwenye nyumba kabla kupatia hapa. Sitoki.
Uko na Tracy hapo hivyo, wewe ni mtu wake wa mkono, si ndio?
Wewe huna ndoa na hamna watoto.
Sio ndio shughuli umekuja kufanya hapa?
Just go straight to the point.
Ulidhani sitakuja hapa peke yangu?
Hata ulisema wewe peke yako ndio umetosha kumhandle Liam.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Introducing Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Premium whiteness, done. Premium aroma, done. Premium softness, done. Bei nafuu, done. Ingia ligi ya kipekee na Ajab Premium Maize Meal.
Welcome back to your world. We are talking all things AI, and this is one of the most pressing questions of our times, and that is AI and the future of work and what jobs will survive the automation wave. And we're just looking at that, like what jobs will survive, which are the safest ones. Niende wapi, if you're in school and you're looking at this conversation and wondering, so what now? What do I do? And the question we're asking you today as well is, how has AI changed the way you work and how you find jobs? Has it already changed the way you work and the way you find jobs? Share your story with us. NTV Kenya, ask all of your questions. We'll be looking at them during the break. And just before we went on the break, the question in my head was, is there any job out there that is absolutely safe? And I know you said kuna hybrid, it needs us, there are opportunities and all of that. But Robert, is there a job that you know of that completely ni safe?
Thank you so much. Many jobs are safe.
Okay.
The people are the ones who are not safe. We always say, do not defend your job, defend your value.
Ooh,
so when you defend your value in a company, you will be there with that AI and you deliver toward the end. But the good news is, or the bad news, we miss 90% of opportunity of what we don't try.
Aha.
So, for example, if I'm the HOD of a given business department, somebody will do a CV, a nice CV, and nearly more or less the same because some of them have used AI. So you need to be smarter than people who write the AI or people who have used AI for you to be able to lead them. People will do a nice CV, how it look like. So if you look at the out appearance, you might also employ wrong people.
Yes.
So what do you need to do? Now you now need to use some little test and brain that AI cannot do. For example, sell for me this pen if it was a sales job.
Yeah.
You will not use AI during that time to sell because there's some question which you have never fed on AI. For example, why must I buy this, not this one?
Yes.
So how this person now responds will help you to also employ to be right. So when you have such kind of skill, your job will not be replaced. But when you go there and copy paste everything, cram everything, even when you're going for interview, we'll know that you are AI generated. So
I'm an AI generated human.
Yes. And so that's why. So we are saying any job that you are in, what matters a lot are three things.
Okay.
Are you creative? Are you proactive? Can you come to employee? Tell them, by the way, director, we see like now there's AI. What can we do to ensure that our business grow better?
Yes.
That will help you remain there. Then number 2, are you adding value? You have heard of job cut, people are losing job every now and again.
Yes.
What is the order? The order is based on lower value to higher value. They start, who look like redundancy? Who does not give us more value?
Yes.
So that's why we are saying many jobs are safe, but the value is what will keep you there. You can tell your boss today, I've learned AI, now I can use AI to do my job faster. If I was to give reports, like 10 of them in a day, and I used to take 2 hours, I can use maybe 30 minutes to do the same, and also look at 1 or 2 things that AI did not do very well, then add. But you see, when you copy-paste everything, let me give you an example. Today, people use AI in schools.
Yes.
A teacher comes and give assignment. What is biology?
And then I go to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, exactly. Now, we talk about exam cheating. When now people are given result, you're being told this school, nearly 90% did not get their result because they were all the same. So we are now looking at who is going to be more creative, more thinking, who can give solutions. So when you're a solution provider, your job is safe.
Okay.
Defend your value, not the position.
Hey.
Wow.
Message is home.
Let me chime in, because I definitely believe there are careers where AI is not able to replace, and there are careers that will definitely be replaced.
Okay.
For me, some of those careers that are unlikely to be replaced is if you're in the software development space, that is a growing sector, even with AI. If you're in the space of social careers, for example, therapists,
okay.
We'll need more therapists.
Yes,
so that's a growing space. Teachers and educators, you'll always need some human interaction when it comes to education and training. And then the medical space. I believe that one can use AI in the medical space, and here I look at the aspect of volume of information that one needs to actually diagnose something, a disease, etc. So you can, if you have to read through the books, but at the point when you've done, all your reading and training and you're in the workspace, you may forget. You can always prompt the AI so that it can pass through that volume and then, give you a result. So the medical space, home care workers, nurses, will always need those people as human beings. Careers that are definitely on the decline.
Yes.
I believe data analytics might just, unless you change and you become like a prompt engineer on, on the data side. If you're going to do it the way we've always done it, you might find yourself, facing a challenge actually getting work. He said customer service.
Yes.
There is definitely going to be a shrinkage of jobs available on that end. Telesales, telemarketing, some of these jobs that require mundane, repetitive tasks will definitely get replaced by some form of automation.
Okay.
Sure. And basically, when, if I may weigh in, currently we know watu ni mali.
Yeah.
But now, watu wenye skill ndio mali halisi.
Ndio mali zaidi.
Ndio mali halisi.
Kweli.
Yeah. So AI is coming to transform some tasks, but not take our professions.
Okay.
We need to understand that. And some of the jobs which will survive, as she has mentioned, we have human-to-human kind of jobs. And she illustrated, she gave examples like nurses, caregivers, and all those people are doing human-to-human kind of service.
Yeah.
Believe you me, your sector iko imara.
Okay.
When you come to other skilled job groups and like repairers, technicians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, carpenters, the juakali sector iko imara.
Okay.
And it can be emphasized by when now they upskill and get some more knowledge using AI, it will make their work very easy. Because you see, if it's an equipment, let's say you bought a POS from Robisearch here, and now the POS has an issue. You can't reach them. But Robisearch has brought an AI whereby it asks you the FAQs, frequently asked questions. Yeah, touch your and you're done. And you see, I'm fixing it for you, Mikali.
Yeah.
Will you know I contacted the AI? What you're looking at is it working?
Is it working?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I continue with my business?
Yes.
You pay me. I move on. We also have other opportunities like CEOs, managers, strategic thinkers, people who require critical thinking.
Yeah.
Those ones, because now these are the people who are driving forward, even the AI itself. You know, we have we also have another group of people. We call them creative. The creative industry, iko sawa.
Tuko
It can only you only enhance. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I told you it will change. It will transform how you work, but not. It will transform how you work, but it's not coming to wipe up the whole profession.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So from the creative industry, like when you're doing the filming, you see like the example you gave. You realize that they may not do 100% AI, but they'll enhance some background, some scenarios, you know, some facials and all that. So when you look at that, this is a big opportunity. In addition to the new collar, which I mentioned, the new guys who are coming up.
Yes.
The areas which might be affected, as she mentioned, is data entry, the mundane jobs. People are doing repetitive jobs. The people who are working on assembly lines, they might be replaced by robots which are using the AI to do it. Customer service might be affected in a way, but look at it from this perspective. A receptionist who is currently calling people, you know, they can now be managing they can be sitting on their screen trying to train the AI on how to respond better. How to translate the analytics which has been provided by the AI, and so many other things which they can do. So it will transform how they do, but it may not really wipe out the whole opportunity.
Okay, yes, Jackson.
Now, what you said is really, really important. Now, let me give you a plot twist now. There's certain sites. Yeah, let me just mention it because it's a site. It's called Hug Face. When you go there and go to a place called Spaces, blah, 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 there are very different models of AI. Actually, kuna model ya mechanic, right? So, for example, your car has a problem. You break down katikati ya highway, right? You can just enter. What's the problem with the diagnosis? Ikona shida ya fan belt is not working. It's blah, 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 blah. It can give you a diagnosis na kuambia, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. Actually, you can get a garage 100 meters from here, and then you can actually call them. Here's a number.
What?
You get? So it's slowly becoming better. So if you don't upskill, huyo mtu wa garage anakaa Drogon.
Akingoja watu waende.
People actually digitize nowadays. So you somewhere, your car is broken down, you just enter it. Enter all that. But sasa, the shift nini part is that sasa gari manual zingine haziwezi fanya hivyo. Because gari umevunjika, umefunga carburetor na karatasi ya nylon. Unaenda inakwambia we do not understand. This model is this. But you see, upskilling is needed in all these jobs. Same thing to, for example, people used to carry big files, lawyers, assistants. Umebebea lawyer makatasi nyingi. So imagine now, from my research, I came to realize that you actually don't need to carry all that. If you have them on PDF, put them on PDF paraphraser, or summarizer, inakupatia 1 page out of 1,000 and blah, blah, blah. Summarizes to 1 page or 2. That's all you need. So that person who was carrying, that now does not have a job.
Maybe
you upskill, you become better, now you become the person who does what?
Puts it out.
Who trains or who now inputs these things. Data system now.
Okay, yes.
Maybe just on the same script.
Yes.
Imagine when you are many years ago, you wanted to go and do typewriting, you wanted to go and print something, you could go to cyber.
Yes.
You know, today we have apps that you can screenshot everything, it convert everything that you've written manually to a soft copy that you can be able to do what you want on the same. So what does it mean to a cyber person? It means he must maybe get more knowledge so that he can be able to do better things in his area to keep his job as much as possible. Imagine, for example, you go to a hotel, you have a robot. A robot brings to you whatever you want from the reception. How does it look like? For example, I need maybe more soap. For example, they just send it from reception to whichever floor you are in on the same. Those are areas that AI is really taking advantage. So it means people around that area, there's something that needs to be done. Look at a scenario where maybe people use robot to deliver medicine. Yeah. We have countries now in the world where if today you are sick, you press a button and it will be delivered using a robot on the same. So that's positive because you might not die faster now. You see, so it's also positive in one way or the other.
Or the other, yes.
And another area where people have now deployed AI or maybe robot is, for example, in schools. When you go there, for example, there are things that we used to do manually, and even in the laboratory, some of them are currently modern. If, for example, we used to be told, add this plus this, you'll see this color. AI can even try to do it for you if in case you are just afraid, or in case you are afraid of any outcome. Because it can burst fire. It can, in case you don't have
combust.
So those are some of the things.
Yeah, and you see, Mwikali, I still feel most of the local companies, they are withholding jobs which are there for more so for our youth. I'll give a scenario. If you look at the other day, one of our local banks, they have provided their number in case of I will not go to the media. I will not go to the media houses. Let me talk about the local bank.
Yes.
And now they have provided a WhatsApp number. Chat us. When you chat them, they just say hi and they give you that word. Call if you want to talk to us. Call this number. Then you're like, the stack message. So when you call, you know, all those other bureaucracies before you get to. So the point is, if these corporations today they opened up their doors and said, let's appreciate AI, get some digital, guys out there, they come and they train the AI about our business. And you see the business they're talking about is the business which is out there.
Yes.
Some of these corporations, they have heavily invested on multi-pages websites. You know, you get into website before you go from one page to another. I tell you, you're lost. You don't know what to do. You get?
Yes.
So what you're saying is that you can get employ someone or some team.
Yes.
What they do, they come integrate AI. The AI will get information which is publicly available or which you like your customers to know.
Yeah.
Whereby when a customer comes, they put, let's say, they chat you on something like a bank. What time do you close? Are you open on this holiday?
Yeah.
Where is your nearest branch?
Yes.
I don't need to go and read all your contactors. I go through, you know. I just get to a chatbot, or even on your Facebook handle, on your you provide a WhatsApp number. I do it. Go to the agribusiness.
Okay.
We now have a new way of managing the crop. We have what you call the drones. You can have some people who are now, you see the way you used to have, for those who are tea farmers, you could get fertilizer and you go throwing it all over.
Yes.
Now you can have a drone, you have someone trained on the side, their work is to operate the drone. You know, those are some of the opportunities which are coming up.
Yes.
And I still feel that most companies, they need to open up. Because the moment you don't respond to your customer promptly, that's a lost sale.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it?
It is.
And you see, when you, as a company, one of the core things you exist is for profits.
Yeah.
Of course, in an ethical manner.
Yes.
So when you when you open doors, you're able to reach a bigger chunk of clientele. You do more business, and now you also to make some money and pay these people who are coming up.
Okay.
In fact, some of these corporations, they need to talk to us. They need to talk to us. They need to talk to us.
Lewis is passionate. It's like, I don't understand why.
Yeah,
because the solution is there.
They sell more.
Yes.
They make more money.
Yeah.
And they just, small fee, you pay someone.
So what is the problem? Are we too scared? Why are we holding back and not opening up doors, even as corporations? Because now it's moved from an individual who's scared of losing their jobs, but bigger corporations that are not opening up to such opportunities. Felista, you'd like to go first, or Robert?
I think for large corporations or businesses to actually open those, to step into the space.
Yes.
They need to allow people to explore these tools internally. One way they can do this is by having staff that are already within that have started exploring the tools outside the workplace to bring that into the workplace.
Okay.
And show their peers how, they can adapt.
All right.
And if you start internally, then there's less fear. The second thing is the appreciation of what Lewis has said, the expansion of your business. That by ensuring that repetitive tasks are done by a machine as opposed to a human, then you allow that person to do other things and you can expand your business that way because you can assign them more responsibility.
Okay.
There's also the option of bringing in external people who have already, interacted in that space to help adoption for the staff that are within.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert?
Yes, they always say that our people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Indeed, what I suggest makes people not use AI is because of fear. Yeah. So if any case, maybe the managers, directors can always invite speakers, talk to them about AI, we will change the narrative. They say, my perception is the truth until you tell me the truth. So, so their perception is the truth currently.
Yes.
So they need experts to come and tell them, John, you need to work on the business, not in the business.
Aha.
That's the difference. As an employer, when you work on the business, you need to do few things. It's about the profit. Do we have the money?
Yes.
Then now AI to take care of few things plus the people that operate AI. Okay. Then again, also it look at the vision of the person. Where do you want to go to? Many business owners think that they must be there to do everything by themselves.
Yes.
And now AI is telling us you can have 10 branches. Like now, Robbie said, you have several branches in Africa. I don't be in all those places. You can use AI to tell you who came in earlier, who came late, what did they do as much as possible. So that you have more time to relax and think on how we can build the nation and create more job opportunity.
Absolutely.
Somebody said that 90% of people are crying now that, God, where will I get the job? Well, you have refused to increase, be more creative, get more profit. Those people will continue crying where they will get the job. Universities producing so many students every now and again. So it is the job creators, that is now the employer, the government, to start thinking ahead. I know in China, for example, their problem is not the same as our problem.
Not at all.
Sometimes, maybe our problem could be food, for example. But you see, there's something that we can do because it has to start with you. The world is you. Your mind. What do you feed every day? So if somebody works in the morning, they don't do any research in the company, maybe they watch a minute from morning to evening. What happens? On the same. So that is why now we are telling company owners, produce, come up with a department called even research development, where you have think tank. Sometimes AI might not think for you. And many companies that has made it in life, most of the time they are thinking, they have think tank. There are people who think on their behalf and now implementers, because you can either have starters, finishers, implementers, or just people who are thinking on your behalf. So you need to know who is in my team.
Okay.
And I should not be afraid. Try. Because if you don't try, you'll not know the benefits or the challenges, but remember you'll be on the same stage.
Absolutely. And I think, Jackson, you mentioned the fear.
The fear.
You
people need to overcome that fear. Because before your employer comes around, you have to first of all start.
Yes.
You have to start. Don't wait for your employer to be like, wait, AI, answer. No, you have to show the interest. You have to show that I want. You have to show that I am capable and able to do it. Defend your value. Just work for your value. Don't work to get that job, retain that job. Because at the end of it all, job itaenda. At some point later.
But then this skill, you're taking it elsewhere, anywhere else, everywhere
and people are looking for money. Oh, hakuna pesa, oh, hakuna nini. Yes, hakuna pesa, but create jobs. Because nowadays you can actually, you see what we're discussing here?
Yes.
Take this audio, convert it to text, or convert it to ebooks and sell.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Sasa, thank you for that idea.
And then people who are interested about AI want to hear what are these guys professionals saying. Alafu unaweka kwa gari, listen to it all along. And alafu charge people probably one GB or probably one nini is 200 bob. Fanya nyingi.
Nata si wewe ulikuwa unaongea ni watu ando walikuwa wanaongea.
Zile love letters nilikuwa nakwambia. Andika love letters, change them to ebooks, record them by your voice, alafu use AI to make it your voice. They make ebooks. Unasikianga when I wake up, your world, you're my world, blah, blah, blah. Nice, sell to people. You can make money out of it, but it starts with you. It only starts with you.
Great. There's a bit of emotional intelligence, you know, the emotional intelligence, critical thinking, interpersonal skills, you know, putting all of that together in a world that we're definitely going to share it with AI in a bigger space than it is now. What is the importance of those things that make us human? You know, emotional intelligence, like interpersonal skills. How do we incorporate them in that world? Or are they important, or do we just move on? We become hardcores. How are we dealing with that? And we're going to be tackling that after this very short commercial break. We are going to breathe kidogo too. In the meantime, tuambie, has AI already changed the way you work or how you find your jobs? It's NTV Kenya on all social media platforms. We'll be right back.
Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced home pages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities. Want to know the biggest story of the week? Do not worry. The Weekly Review got you covered. For in-depth analysis of politics, business, governance, as well as social issues, the Weekly Review covers it all. For well-researched, exclusive and investigative content, read the Weekly Review every Sunday in the Sunday Nation.
They killed 4 young men in cold blood. They met their death at night. They called them criminals.
These 5 arrows are highly poisonous.
Did they find these people in the course of mugging or stabbing?
We are going to engage these people and we will deploy unprecedented fire and force. Wow, na mtu asije kunilecture mimi hapa kuniambia mambo ya human rights.
Police had no any alternative other than to put them down.
Kidogo kati ya Marekani 12.
Niliona ni Mungu tu. Nilipata madamu imejaa.
Was there any less severe means they could have used? Butchers of Nakuru on Murder Tips this Thursday at 9:30 p.m.
So please Bianca, toka kwa nyumba kabla kupatia hapa.
Sitoki. Uko na Tracy hapo hivyo, wewe ni mtu wake wa mkono, si ndio?
Wewe huna ndoa na hamna watoto.
Sio ndio shughuli umekuja kufanya hapa?
Just go straight to the point.
Ulidhani sitakuja hapa peke yangu?
Hata ulisema wewe peke yako ndio umetosha kumhandle Liam.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Introducing Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Premium whiteness, done. Premium aroma, done. Premium softness, done. Bei nafuu, done. Ingia ligi ya kipekee na Ajab Premium Maize Meal.
Welcome back to Your World. It's Tech Talk Thursday on Your World, and we're talking all things AI, what it means, where we are at, where it's going, are we ready, is it moving too fast for us? But just before the break, we were talking about the emotional intelligence bit of things, the critical thinking, the interpersonal skills that we love and enjoy. And during the break, we were talking about that, Pastor. We've seen things have changed. Back in the day, we all went to church. My parents went to church. That is the only way you'd get that sermon. Then television came, and once in a while, we'd see Pastor live, because that's the first one I remember from back in the day, on a Sunday, and you'd receive that sermon. But now, every single channel, every single person who has a phone, they can get on YouTube and watch their service. But we'll still find ourselves going to church. Unataka kukilewa mkono, unataka kusikia hiyo upako ikikuja na upepo. You want to sing and be amongst those people. There's a lot of human interaction that people are scared that will be lost. So where is the place for those skills, for critical thinking, for emotional intelligence in the world that we're sharing with AI in 2055, 2035? What does it look like? Anyone can go before Lois and yeah.
Okay, sure. When you talk about artificial intelligence, as I initially mentioned, is of course you're trying to replicate the human intel.
Yes.
And whereby we are looking at other than problem solving, also analyzing the situations, which comes with the emotions involved in it.
Yes.
So as for the example you have given, you realize that some of the people will not be going to church. They're watching through YouTube and all that. The pastor will not be replaced.
Yeah.
You see, part of the you need to have mentioned that.
Yes.
One of the jobs is not going for
pastors.
That one is not being touched. But what now? I don't know whether he might be preaching to empty seats in some form, in some time in future.
Yeah.
You know, because most of the people will have now adopted. I don't have to go. I can still watch. I can still plant the seed, and the blessing will come through the window, and I'm still blessed. So the emotional touch might be a little bit get delusional, but it all boils down to the personal commitments. I still feel that.
Okay.
Because as Jackson said, he's writing a love letter, blah, blah, and all that. And there could be no emotions in it, but the AI put all the emotions, you know? So it depends on how you look at it. It can enhance. You see, like the recipient of that letter, if doesn't understand that letter has been drafted by AI. You'll say, oh, you know,
it will
this
work,
guy,
it will
it will bring all the feelings, you know?
Yeah.
So it might amplify, but it might also look at creating a real detachment.
Okay.
But when I talk about personal commitment, which really talks about the personal experiences, the professional experiences, your beliefs, you know, like some of us, we believe that kama sijamsalimia na mkono, ama kama pastor janishika kichwa, you know. So those things in the alpha generation, which is coming up, might be a little bit blown out, different.
Yeah.
So it has the positives and the good part of it.
Yeah.
But things, I can tell things are very liquid. Things are changing every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Fast.
And very fast.
Very fast.
So we just need to watch the space and see how we can use it to positively impact and minimize the aspect of harm.
So we're not saying that part will not be there. We'll still will still be there. Yes, Robert.
Yes. Also, maybe positively now on the AI side, it can be used to grow our economy. We can use it to predict the future. For example, in the next 5 years, 10 years, what is it that maybe many people will be consuming? Which product is this, for example? Is it maize or any other? What do we need to do, for example? If it is about rain, which place probably might be having more rain going forward, so that we start planning going forward? In politics, in 2027, AI will be taking charge in many things.
How?
Let me give you. If we use technology in those areas, they will use less money to reach more people effortlessly. For example, having a technology where you are saying, in my constituency, this is what I'm planning to do for you. You can engage with me live. Today I will be live. These are the things that we're going to use, so that that money that we could have used to move from one place to the other, we can use to do development in our countries, in our constituency going forward. If we were to deploy 10 million to do X, Y, Z, we can now use technology and say, guys, we need to pick maybe your feedback from one county to the other. Can we now use technology to pick the data from wherever you are? Assume my county is Mombasa, for example. I'm in Nairobi, and there's something going on which they need my idea. But because I'm not there, somebody else will give my opinion, and sometimes it will be misrepresented. How can we use technology, even in the government now, to ensure that everybody counts based on the information? So if we say we are going to deploy maybe this kind of infrastructure in Nairobi, are the really Nairobi people giving information, or anybody around Nairobi? Those are the things now, how we can use AI and technology to change how we do our nation, to change how we do our business, and to make decisions. And also to invest in the right places, because we believe technology that we have in Kenya can change how things work. How can we use technology to connect you and her looking for a service? We have a lot of brokers in Kenya. Somebody does a lot of farming where he needs to get millions of money. But because he does not use technology or social media marketing, so he ends up getting small amount while he has invested a lot of money. Do you know that the effort that you are supposed to get 1 million might be the same as the effort you used to get 1 bob? The effort for getting 1 billion might be the same as getting 1,000. So, and the strategy of failing is too hard, just the same way a strategy of making success or getting success. So if we use AI positively, the effort will be the same, but the productivity will be high. And that's why we are saying, even when we're developing now softwares, because we're in the software world, if your business must grow, there are things that you must do. And sometimes the pain of not doing is too much than the pain of doing it. For example, if you have to buy your child a pen worth 10 bob, you'll say that pen is too much. Let him go to school today without a pen. He can ask some people to help him. But do you ask the repercussion of not doing it? If you are to deploy technology in your business, a lot of things will change. Profit will shoot. Tracking will take place real time. You can manage your stock from wherever you are, and you can make right decision based on logic, not on feeling. And sometimes AI does not go with feeling too much.
Very important to note. There's something that we mentioned just before the break. You were very passionate about it, Lewis, about the opportunities that are there in big corporations and how that's not being opened up. And during the break, Jackson also mentioned how we need to focus on, or probably look at what are the opportunities then for the people who are at the helm of leadership in this organization. Most of the times in this country, those people will be the elderly ones, maybe older ones, older generation. So what are the opportunities then for them? Because it comes with fear for everyone. So if it's fear for me as a millennial, what does it look like for that Gen X boomer, someone who's up there? What are the opportunities for them?
So first, before we get there, is that culture will collide with AI at some point. In that we are used to a certain way. We are used to doing it a certain way. For example, we are used to going to Gikomba, right? Wewe lazima uende Gikomba,
lazima nishike nini
uende pale chini uinue ufanye vitu atoe. But then there's a lady called Mikali at home who's just taking anaenda Gikomba in the morning, or analetewa, and then she sells to you. But then because culture has it in you that you have to walk, upande gari za Isili, utembe kwa hiyo jua
mapema na gumboots.
So that culture, sort of, there's a culture shock somewhere in that you're feeling like, kapana, I have to go to church. You see the way COVID changed stuff for us. You can watch what's it called, a sermon at home. No kwesawa, and you pray and you're okay. But then there's that need for fellowship, because it's culture, you have to go. But then you can't just listen to an e-Bible. There's that culture that you have to go. Lazima uwekelewe mkono. Lazima aseme shika TV. Fanya hivi. Kuja hapa mbele. Blah, blah, blah. You see, now for that is what will affect these people who are high up.
Because of culture.
The culture is deep inside them. For them to get into AI, you have to first of all kubali that I have to do away with culture first and try something else, something new. So first, for those people, first of all, do a computer. Most of these people there, they don't even know basic computer, whatever, what's called stuff.
It was a packages.
Packages. It's the packages. Because from that, you'll know Access,
yes.
MS Access, you know Excel, you know Word, you know how to prompt, you know how to ask, how to do blah, 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 how to prompt, all that. You need to know all that for you to come to sort of DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and request what you want, and search what you want, and go to Hugging Face and say, I want this up, I want to try this stuff. So you have to, first of all, kubali change.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And for you to kubali change, you'll actually get to a point where you'll say, your subordinates need to learn AI too. So how about we get someone who will teach us about AI and we grow as a company? But then everyone is on a hold too.
Yes.
Like, no, hakuna AI.
Hakuna AI, ndio watu waende nyumbani. Because their job is not safe as well if we open up that door.
And that brings about economic inequality. In that, there's a sort of generational divide.
Yes.
Unakuta, there are so many people who know technology up here, but there's other people who wamekatuna manual job. They do not want, they fear AI. Like technology, AI ni ya wazungu, ini ya mabombe. These are for rich kids.
Just say bombe.
Because they can't try this.
Yes.
But you see, it's needed. It's needed now, not tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe to one on top. I like what
Felicia, you come in after. Yes.
I like what NTV is doing. For example, today, how I get my daily news is just automatic. You just get an alert. That's maybe there's a breaking news. You're able to know. Maybe in the morning, Daily Nation, automatically you're being told Daily Nation is ready. You can easily watch. And you see, that is because of technology. Before, I had to go somewhere and buy Daily Nation and do the same. And AI cannot replace what is called networking. I've seen here there's a big networking coming, like the one for SME for conference. So when people go to such kind of conference where people sit together, AI can never replace. And that's why now you learn about investment. You learn about how to interact with one another. And those are great things that AI cannot replace. And you guys are doing a good job on that.
Thank you very much. Felista?
Yeah, I was just thinking of a specific scenario where in your house you have all this equipment to help you clean up.
Yes.
So you don't need that house worker to come and help you clean.
Yes.
You've got your TV to receive the news, your phone, your laptop, and then you've got this driverless car. You can get in.
And it just takes me to work.
It just takes you to the restaurant that you're served by robots, because there is one.
Yes.
At some point, as a human being, you will be lacking some form of social interaction. And we saw this during COVID, where when people were locked in, at some point, guys were bursting in their houses. So you're either fighting at home, or you're looking for a place where you can just meet with your friends, even if it's by the roadside.
The roadside,
just to have conversation. So AI will not take up this aspect of human conversation. There'll always be space for that, because it's, you know, an internal need that we have.
Sure. And you see, when you talk about the, you call them the boomers, and those guys who are in the power at the moment, because I feel currently there is that in organizations, we can say there is what you call power asymmetry, whereby the older generation now, they are the who is who, they are the CEOs and all that. As Jackson said, they are holding the jobs because they are not so much open to the AI. Do they know that they can provide? Let me give an example.
Okay.
Let's say you have a big industry, one of the car, maybe manufacturing industry company in the here. And we have a number of Gen Zs who are very, very swift on social medias. So this is an example. How can they bridge? You have a big company selling high-value vehicles, and you have some people who are jobless on the other hand.
Yes.
So what these guys can do? They can come up with like a link which showing that if you sell this car, we'll give you this as a commission. What happens? Somebody somewhere in Meru, a young guy will convince his uncle to get a pickup from this company.
Yes.
And because they have a way of, and they don't need to put their face to the name. You don't need to know who is selling for you. You just need, you can have a virtual sales team. You know? What does that mean? This guy will be putting your link on their social status. Whenever they go to their family meetings, there will be the people talking about your business. And you see, now replicate that. You have someone selling car, computers, laptop. Somebody who is jobless will have so many links whereby they can just post them. Someone who is in need of this, they sell without knowing, putting the name to the face through the system, of course, managed by the AI, is able to tell this sale came from this guy, so send him M-Pesa this money.
Yeah.
And now vijana sema weekend mejipact. Weekend iko sawa. You know? So we didn't need to open up.
Yeah.
We didn't need to open up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we don't open up, it will catch up with you.
That's true.
Like, let me take you back to a certain series nilikuwa nimwambia earlier.
Yes.
So, that kid.
Next,
yes. That kid takes a certain AI, Siri, whatever, and then when she's talking to it, it prompts back. Inamwambia, I know you have a problem at school, you're being bullied, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Carry me and take me to the wardrobe. The wardrobe, and it's like, enter, you see that mama's wardrobe, mama's locker, enter this password. She finds a gun, take the gun, go with it to school. Anyone who threatens you, you see, and the parent does not know. It gets to a point where parent anashindwa, what? How?
Yeah, how did that
And then
happen?
every time the kid says, it talks to me, the parent is like, no, it doesn't. Not. It only talks back. You get? It will catch up with you as a reporter who, I know most reporters actually in National Media Group, they're actually using AI the right way.
Yes.
In that, for example, you go to a certain press conference where the president is speaking and you, for example, you're late. Put your phone there and it's recording. Record the entire speech. Yeah?
Yes.
It's a whole, It's a whole 20 minutes. Come back, hey, change it to text.
Yeah.
Change it to text, go through it. You can actually make use of AI. You can use sort of auto.ai, Midjourney to make such images. You can improve it. You can become better through it. Corporates can become better with AI. From apps like 11 Labs, use audio, put audio under, kata audio, create audio for yourself, sell audio. You know, there are many prompts that can help you become better only if you allow yourself
to do. You were talking about a show, Earthwise, I think, and how you use it and language.
Yes. There's another episode for Earthwise Mtaani. I do a climate change show called Earthwise Mtaani.
Yes.
Near Mtaani, near grassroots.
Okay.
So inakuanga mostly Kiswahili, just talking Swahili and all that. So I prompted AI, I'm like, niaje bazenga. And it talks sheng back.
What did it say? Bazenga right back at you.
I'm like, I want to go to Nyeri, weather inakaje. Kuwa kuna baridi, beba kitu warm.
Really?
You see that episode, and you see it's doable. It's something that's there, and you see this culture is coming back to our culture. In that, inakuja hata ikwa sheng. Right now there's Simba, which can talk in Kipsigis, Kikale, blah blah blah. It's an AI mini called Simba. You can implement it.
Yeah.
Unaenda hapo iongeleshe, but then it doesn't know all. Ukianza kutohoza, ukianza go out of what it knows, it's now a problem because now unaongea Kikuyu inashindwa.
What is this? Yeah.
You get it? But it's doable. You see, for example, I can talk to it about something that I want and I do not know. Niaje bazanga niambie ndaka kwenda Kibera. Ni wapi naweza pata watu wanafanya something about sustainability and blah 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 blah. It's like, by the way, kuna maboys najua wanakuanga Kibera art districts and uongeleshe contact zao ni hapa. Unaweza tafuta Instagram, unaweza tafuta TikTok, unaweza tafuta blah blah blah. Gives you the handle, gives you the contacts.
Oh wow. There's so much. Yeah. There's so much to do.
And all that we're implementing here. In National Media Group.
Okay. Our time has really run out, but I just wanted probably as we do our final takes on this, and probably if there's anything that is exciting that is coming in the world of AI that we should be looking out for, you can throw it in there. And I know, Robert, you wanted to talk about job creation as well. So in like maybe 2 or 1 minute, then we can come to the end of the show. Yes.
Thank you so much. Mostly, I'll recommend that currently we have a lot of job opportunity in Kenya and in the world.
Yes.
So for our youth and maybe students who are currently leaving school, we have something called converting your skills into money.
Okay.
We want to change the perception such that once you leave the school, you don't have to look for job opportunity. You need to ask yourself the question, what is it that I came with from this university or college? Then now, how can they use technology to do that? They can be able to look at whatever they have done, see how they can be able to add value and approach various companies. Because if you don't ask, nobody will ever give you. So as a way to reduce job opportunity, somebody can do for you a nice email, show you what they can be able to do and give you value. That when you employ me, I'm going to do the following. The reason why many people do not get a job is because it's about them, not about you.
Yeah.
They say, I want this one, I want this, I want this, I want this. But they're not saying, when you take me up, I will be able to help you ensure that you double your salary, double your income, maybe have more time to do X, Y, Z. So that's another way. I will also urge our team to ensure what can they do to employer. To ensure that they do the same. And finally, embrace technology. So when people embrace technology, you can employ so many people than doing it manual, so that you can be able to replicate yourself in several areas. And that's what Research does, to ensure that technology is done in that company. You automate everything. No manual. Leave nothing to manual.
Absolutely. Shalester, your final take, anything exciting that we're looking forward to in the world of AI?
I mean, the fact that I'm in the tech space, there is a shift in terms of career, and I would like to, you know, encourage those who would like to pick up careers in the AI space, especially like prompt engineers. At the end of the day, we shall require them because we are adopting AI in our workspaces.
Jackson?
For the elderly age, watu wa hapa juu, watu wenye probably they think they don't need AI. I'm starting something for world of work. Mostly people who use AI at work. AI apps that can help you go about work. For example, something called napkin.ai for PowerPoints. Easy PowerPoint. Get that right up, put it there. It gives you different ways on how you can present your work and all that. It will improve you. It will make you better. It will make you efficient and creative. So huko nje watu wanaona watu wako wanajua kazi. Nitafuta ndakusaidia. Anyway, another thing, in the next coming weeks, coming episodes, we are incorporating AI in Atwis Mtani. You don't want to miss that.
What time can people catch it?
We had to find out the time because the new episodes coming. New episodes coming, but you will want to watch it.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. Lavis?
Okay, for me, I'll speak into the corporate world. Yes. Currently, from project management ERP, where that's my company, we are embedding, or rather, we are providing a one-stop show for all the social media platforms plus all that. And now, when anybody chats, they're able to get the information. Secondly, I would like them to look at what I mentioned about having a virtual sales team, whereby these corporates, whatever they are selling, they can provide these opportunities and links and give our unemployed tech team on the other side, whereby they can repost and make a money out of it. And secondly, they really need to open up to ensure that they incorporate AI, whereby we can get more youth to be trained, in a corporation, on how the AI should respond. We are there to facilitate. Looking forward to working with all of us.
When I said power-driven panel, this is exactly what I meant. Thank you so much. That was amazing to learn from you. But one thing, my take-home is they're not going to take that job from you. AI is not going to do that. What you need to do is value add to self, upskill, learn so much more in that world so that you are indispensable, because things are changing. You need to change with them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow on Friday, all about entertainment and having a good time. Until then, adios.